Did you know you can gain subscribers without paying for ads or sponsorships? Yes, it's possible, and I have some tips to share with you about it later in the video. Also, if you'd like to read the story I just told you, you can find it in my book, The Treasure of Whispering Woods. The stories I tell here are based on my original stories in my book. Now let's get back to the story. Once upon a time, in a cozy little town nestled between rolling hills and a whispering wood, lived a boy named Max. Max loved exploring the attic of his late grandfather's house, filled with dusty treasures and forgotten adventures. One rainy afternoon, while rummaging through a trunk, Max discovered an old map rolled up and covered in dust. He carefully unrolled it, revealing strange symbols and winding paths leading to a big red X marked in the middle of a forest. But what truly caught Max's eye was the name written in his grandfather's familiar handwriting, Whispering Woods. Overcome with excitement, Max rushed downstairs to show his two best friends, Tara and Jayden. "Look, a real treasure map," he shouted, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Tara, who was known for her adventurous spirit, was instantly intrigued. "Wow, this is incredible. Let's go find the treasure," she exclaimed, already reaching for her jacket. Jayden, always the skeptic, had his doubts. "Are you sure this is real? What if it's just an old, worn-out map leading us on a wild goose chase?" Despite Jayden's skepticism, the allure of the treasure was too strong to resist. As they prepared for their adventure, Max couldn't shake off this feeling that the map held more than just a tale of buried riches. Together, the three friends packed snacks, flashlights, and their biggest sense of curiosity. Then they set off towards the Whispering Woods. The forest was a place of mystery and intrigue, filled with tall, whispering trees and strange bird calls echoing in the air. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the canopy closed above them, creating a tunnel of leaves that muffled the sounds of the outside world. The soft crunch of their footsteps on the fallen leaves was the only sound that dared to break the silence. After walking for a while, they came across a fork in the path. In the center stood a weathered wooden sign with a cryptic riddle written on it. "To find the treasure you must choose. Left for courage, right you'll lose." The riddle left them pondering. Should they turn left or right? Just when they were about to lose hope, Tara, with her quick wit, remembered a story her grandmother had once told her about talking animals in the woods. She suggested they try talking to an animal to see if they could help them solve the riddle. Jayden, ever the pragmatist, rolled his eyes and said, "Talking animals, really? That sounds ridiculous." But Tara persisted, and soon they heard a rustling in the bushes nearby. A small brown squirrel popped its head out and chirped, "Can I help you?" Startled, the friends introduced themselves and explained their predicament. The squirrel, being a curious creature, decided to help them. He led them to a nearby oak tree and said, "Listen closely." As they gathered around the tree, the squirrel tapped the bark with its tiny paws, and a deep voice echoed from within the tree. "Which path leads to the treasure?" The voice boomed. Tara stepped forward and said, "We need your help." The riddle on the sign didn't make much sense. The wise old tree rumbled, "The path to the left will test your courage, but the right path holds danger. Choose wisely," with the tree's cryptic warning in mind. The friends looked at each other. Jayden, trying to be brave, suggested they should take the left path since the tree had mentioned courage. So they set off on the left path, which wound through the woods, leading them deeper into the whispering wilderness. The path was strewn with glowing mushrooms that cast an eerie light on the mossy stones and gnarled tree roots. Suddenly, the sound of rushing water echoed through the trees, and there before them stood a rickety wooden bridge spanning a deep and murky pool. But guarding the bridge was a large, wise-looking owl with piercing yellow eyes. "Hoot, hoot, state your name and purpose here," the owl hooted in a deep, resonant voice. "I'm Max, and we're looking for the treasure of Whispering Woods," Max replied, trying to sound confident. The owl scrutinized them for a moment, then asked, "Why should I let you cross my bridge?" "Because we want to find the treasure," Jayden blurted out, But the owl wasn't impressed. "That's not a good enough reason. Answer my riddle and you may pass," the owl hooted. "What has an eye but cannot see?" After a moment of silence, Tara stepped forward and answered, "A needle." The owl blinked, surprised by the quick response. "Well done. You may cross my bridge," it hooted. And so the friends continued their journey, crossing the bridge and venturing further into the heart of Whispering Woods. As they moved deeper into the forest, the sunlight filtering through the trees grew dimmer, casting long, eerie shadows on the ground. The air grew heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, and strange howls echoed through the ancient trees. Suddenly, Jayden stopped in his tracks, his face paling. I think I've had enough of this," he stammered, his voice shaking. "Let's just go home." His bravery had deserted him in the face of the forest's growing darkness and eerie sounds. Sensing Jayden's fear, Max placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "It's okay, Jayden. We're almost there. Remember the map? The treasure is just beyond this clearing." But even as he said those words, the forest seemed to press in around them, whispering secrets that only the ancient trees knew. As they emerged into a small clearing, the full weight of the forest's strangeness hit them. The trees here were gnarled and twisted, their branches clawing at the sky, and the clearing itself was shrouded in an unnatural stillness. In the center of the clearing stood a large rock that resembled the head of a roaring lion. And upon closer inspection, Max noticed a small crack in the rock where he could fit the map. Hesitantly, he placed the map into the crack and the rock rumbled. A section of the ground beneath the rock creaked open, revealing a staircase that spiraled down into the darkness. The friends exchanged nervous glances. They had reached the final part of their journey, but what awaited them in the darkness below? With their flashlights clutched tightly, the friends began to descend the staircase. The air grew colder and damper as they went lower, and the sound of dripping water echoed around them. Finally, the staircase opened into a small cavern, and there before them lay a wooden chest, its surface covered in moss and vines. As Jayden reached out to touch it, the lock clicked open, revealing a trove of glittering jewels, gold coins, and sparkling gems. But as they dug deeper into the chest, they found something even more intriguing. Among the riches, they discovered stacks of old letters tied with faded ribbons and a leather-bound journal filled with sketches and faded ink. It was clear that these items were just as valuable, if not more so, than the chest's glittering contents. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, they began to explore the cavern, uncovering more clues to the mystery of Whispering Woods and the true meaning of the treasure. And so the adventure continued, filled with unexpected twists and turns that tested their courage, their friendship, and their determination to uncover the secrets of Whispering Woods. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive all our new stories.